Hello everyone, it's Father Pat coming to you here from in here in church. I wanted to take the time to give you a few updates on various things happening in and around the parish and the diocese and the world right now. The first one is that this Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. at the cathedral, Bishop Hicks will be joining Pope Francis and really all the bishops around the world in consecrating Russia and the Ukraine to the Immaculate Heart of Mary, something that Mary has been asking for some time now. And obviously it's very, very important right now to be doing that. And so that Mass will take place at the cathedral at 11 o'clock a.m., which coincides with the 5 o'clock p.m. Rome time when the Pope will be consecrating that from the Vatican. So that Mass will be available via live stream, the one from our cathedral, and that link is attached to this posting, this email that you received today. So I hope that you'll join us for that, and that's very important. The second thing on this Friday is kind of a good news. It's also the feast, the solemnity really, of the Annunciation of the Lord, when Gabriel came to Mary and told her that she would be bearing a son whose name would be Jesus. And so that's a solemnity, and because it's a solemnity and a very important feast for the Church, it is also a day when you do not have to abstain from meat. So you are, particularly during Lent, on Fridays we normally abstain from meat, but that is not required this particular Friday. Of course, we still have our Friday fish fry going on, so feel free to have meat at other times and maybe still come to our fish fry. We have some wonderful, very, very good food there, and wonderful treats as well from lots of bakers around the parish. So we hope that you'll join us for that. Then the other good piece of news that we have just this week is it was announced that the dispensation from attending Mass will be lifted beginning on Palm Sunday of this year. So, I was just thinking about this, that over the last week or so, I have been getting in my Facebook memories lots of stuff from 2 years ago when things all kind of shut down. And that kind of wave of sadness that I had back then sort of revisited me, And I can't help but think of how much better off we are now than we were then. Lots of scary times then. We didn't really know what we were dealing with. To some extent, we maybe still don't, but we certainly know an awful lot more than we did 2 years ago. So back then, it was important for us to not gather together, and even as sad as it was, we certainly did take that time to be apart and to celebrate Mass via live stream or on television or whatever from your homes. That's obviously changed an awful lot right now. We've reopened our churches long ago, and for well over a year now, we've been celebrating Mass very safely here in church. And so you're invited to come back. We've seen so many more people come back, especially over the last month to 2 months, because we've the participation has picked up quite a bit, and it's been wonderful for me to see that as the pastor. So I'm inviting you, if you haven't been back to Mass yet, beginning on Palm Sunday, you will have that obligation to come to Mass. Now, I wanted to say a couple of things about that. First of all, we are keeping you safe. And so if you are still wanting to wear a mask, you can. That's totally up to you. We do have a section of the church where you can sit socially distanced. So that's important for some people because you have different needs, or you have loved ones you're taking care of, or you have an immunity issue. So that's still available for you. And for the time being, for the foreseeable future, really, all of our communion ministers, whether the priest or the extraordinary ministers, will be wearing masks so that you can feel safe to approach the sacrament. And that's very important. The second thing I wanted to say about that is that when you are sick, no matter what you're sick with, whether it's COVID or the flu or strep throat or anything else, you are never required to come to Mass. That's provided for in canon law. Also, if you are taking care of a loved one who is sick, or you have an immunity issue, those are all things covered by canon law, and that you can still remain at home if you need to. So that's just, please understand that that's very important. And also attached to that is if you have something that's highly communicable, like COVID or the flu or strep throat or something like that, all these things that are going around right now, it's an act of charity, really, not to come to church so that you don't spread that to your brothers and sisters. But when you're well, we want you to be with us. And so we look forward to having you back. Palm Sunday, what a great day to do that. As we enter into Holy Week, we can all be together again, and that's really a good thing. In anticipation of that, the week before Holy Week, we have what we affectionately call Confession Palooza. We'll have lots of priests here, 8 to 10 priests, and we will be hearing confessions in English, Spanish, and Polish, beginning at 1:30 in the afternoon. So please get here at 1:30. Don't wait until later, because if we're done, we're done. And we don't want to miss anyone. So if you come at 1:30, you can get your confession heard. You'll be ready for Holy Week, and you can come back on the feast of Palm Sunday and come back and really make this a wonderful Easter. I was thinking back in Lent of 2020, I proclaimed it to be the lentiest Lent that ever lented. It was such a very sad time for all of us. And I'm thinking that maybe this year we can make this the Easteriest Easter that ever Eastered. Let us all really look forward to that and to really enjoy this time of being back together. Still being safe, still using the things that we've learned, but we can still gather together. And so I look forward to having you back for that. So there's links to all of this stuff that will be accompanying this post or this email. So please look for those, read more about them. I'll have something in the bulletin from Bishop Hicks this coming week that will explain the dispensation issue. But I wanted to take this time to invite you back. So we really do look forward to having you here. We look forward to joining us also for that consecration of Russia and the Ukraine from the cathedral this week. Have a great week. God bless you, and I'll see you in church.